Organizing Secretary of this conference and Head Department of Botany. I ask Professor B.K. Dorkar sir to welcome him. Ladies and gentlemen, after this graceful felicitation observance,
to everybody. With due respect to the founder of Sri Shivaji Education Society, Dr. Banjaraw Deshmukh, and the great social reformer, Sant Gadge Baba, dignitaries on the dais, the chairman of today's function, Honorable Advocate Anubhav Shetty, President of the second largest education society of Maharashtra, the Vice Chancellor of the Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University, and the patron of the conference, Honorable Dr. Mohan Khedkar. The chief guest and the inaugurator of the today's function, Honorable Dr. C.D. Mai, the President of Mycological Society of India, Honorable Professor D.J. Bhagiraj, Secretary of MSI, Professor Raman, Principal of our college and the convener of this conference, Dr. V.G. Thakre, Director of BCUD and the convener of the conference, Dr. J. Khidke, Organizing Secretary, Professor S.R. Manik, Vice Principal of the college, Professor L.N. Gavande, the keynote speaker and the renowned mycologist, Professor C. Manoharacharya, the legendary mycologist from the various states of the India, all the office bearers and light members of the Mycological Society of India, executive and the light members of Sri Shivaji Education Society, the scientists, teachers, researchers, industrialists, students, and the reporter. As an organizing secretary of this conference, a very warm welcome to you all. It gives me an immense pleasure to say in a nutshell about the provision of this conference on the theme, the microdiversity with its sustainable exploration and the biotechnological applications. You know that the fungi are the unique and large group of the organism found virtually in every ecological niche. The beauty and the endless variety of the fungi and the mushroom enchant the biologists all over the world. About 2.7 million of the fungal species exist in the world, but only 1.2 million species have been described so far. Currently, there is a tremendous interest in the documentation of the diversity of the world fungi. Biodiversity conservation are almost defined on the basis of birds, mammals, and flowering plant diversity. But fungi don't get a look in. This means that the habitat rich in fungal diversity are missed and remain unprotected. Most of the nature reserve management plans do not take fungi in account, and they are often treated as a part of the problem rather than recognized as themselves being in need of the protection. Even today, in many countries there is no explicit legal protection for the fungi, as it is a well-known fact that the fungi are the prominent sources of pharmaceuticals and are utilized in the several industrial fermentative processes, such as the production of enzymes, vitamins, pigments, lipids, polysaccharides, and the polyhydric alcohols. Since last 50 years, many key advancements in medicine came from the lower organisms, such as molds, yeast, and other diverse fungi. They are very helpful in producing high-value products like mycoproteins and act as a plant growth promoter and disease suppressors. Fungal secondary metabolites are the critical to our health and nutrition, and in addition, they are incredibly useful in carrying out the biotransformation processes and the recombinant DNA technologies. Nowadays, fungal biotechnology is a key participant in the global business, but due to its mind-blowing perspective. Hence, after reviewing all this situation on the fungal diversity, just now I elaborated, and the fungal biotechnology, the conference is focused on the important themes such as the fungal taxonomy, pathology, ecology, cytology, genetics, industrial mycology, molecular mycology, mushroom technology, mycorrhizal technology, myco-nanotechnology, and the medical mycology.
Please adorning this dais, I am bringing Organizing Secretary Professor Surendra Manik, sir, before you to introduce today's guests. Please, sir.
Distinguished visionary and educationist, Punjab Rao Alliance Bhavsar Deshmukh, and social reformer Sant Kadikawala. All the honorable dignitaries on the dais and of the dais, it is my proud privilege to introduce you the dignitaries on the dais. We have with us Professor C.D. Mai as the chief guest. Professor C.D. Mai is the chairman at Agriculture Scientist Recruitment Board, New Delhi. After having obtained post-graduation, he completed his PhD in 1972 from III New Delhi. He was a recipient of prestigious postdoctoral Humboldt Fellowship at University of Hohenheim, Stuttgart, Germany during 1982 and again revisited in 1986. His research areas mainly pertains to the plant pathology, cotton biotechnology, epidemiology, oilseed pathology. During his academic career, he has been adorned with distinguished positions like plant pathologist in Punjab Agriculture University, Ludhiana during 1974-75, professor and head Marathwada Agriculture University, Parvani 1978, 91 and again in 1995. He was associate dean at Dr. Punjab Rao Krishi Vidyapith, Akola in 1991-93. He was a director of Central Institute for Cotton Research during 95-97, and again he was vice chancellor at Marathwada Agriculture University, Parvani during 97-2000. Then again, for second time, he was the director of CICR Nagpur. He is a recipient of many prestigious awards. Notable among these are B.P. Gokhale Award in 1998, Vasantrao Naik Krushi Award in 2002, Outstanding Team Research Award in 2003, B.B. Vishwanath Award in 2005. Professor C.D. Mai has also been honored with honorary DSc degrees from Rajendra Agriculture University, Pusa, Samastipur, Bihar, and present his chairman. So we are very much fortunate that he is amongst us as the chief guest of this inaugural function. We have another distinguished guest on the dais, Professor Mohan Khedkar. He is Vice Chancellor, Sant Kadikawala Amravati University. By profession, he is an electrical engineer, having PhD in power system stability. Department of Electrical Engineering at VNIT, Nagpur. Vice President, IST New Delhi. Chairman, Board of Studies in Electrical Engineering. As a member of Training and Placement at VNIT. Very recently in 2011, in honor of his distinguished contribution in the growth of technical education system in country, he is conferred with fellowship of IST. He has been also honored with Maharashtra State Best Engineering Teacher Award in 2006. Dr. Khedkar has published over 100 research papers in journals of national and international review. He authored a book, a textbook of electrical power distribution automation for University Science Press, New Delhi in 2010. To his credit, there are 2 patents filed on intelligent energy metering system and printed circuit board based single base power printer power transformer. Professor Khedkar visited various countries like Japan, USA, Canada, Singapore, Malaysia, Nepal, from DST for the improvement of Electrical Engineering Department at VNIT Nagpur during 2009-2011. He is also honored with the Certificate of Merit from Institution of Engineers for his papers published in the journals 2004. He also contributed as experts on a number of academic bodies as Board of Studies, Coordinator ICT, AICT, Member of National Board of Accreditation, and also a presiding officer at GATE in 2003 and 2004. So we are happy that he is amongst us in spite of his busy commitments. Friends, we have with us the dignitaries from Mycological Society of India, Professor Bhagyaraj. Professor Bhagyaraj at present a NSI senior scientist and chairman of the Center for National Biological Resources and Community Development, CNBRCD at Bangalore. After completing PhD from University of Agriculture Sciences in Bangalore, he was a UNDP Fellow at Australia and New Zealand in 1976. He was also a distinguished fellow, Fulbright Fellow at University of California in USA in 1970. NRSC Fellow New Zealand in 1981-83. Commonwealth Science Fellow at UK during 1989. He attended many international conferences and also provided consultancy services at Japan, Malaysia, Kenya, Canada, UK, USA, Brazil, Thailand, New Zealand, Singapore, Indonesia, and Denmark. Dr. Bhagyaraj is an eminent professor and scientist in the field of arbuscular mycorrhizal fungi for the last 40 years. He is a distinguished fellow of the National Academy of Sciences, fellow of the Indian Academy of Agricultural Sciences, fellow of the Indian National Science Academy. He is a fellow of Indian Pathological Society. He is also a fellow of Association of Microbiologists in India, a fellow of National Academy of Biological Sciences. He has published over 340 research papers, 72 review articles, and also authored 6 books. He has undertaken more than 27 research projects as principal investigator from different funding agencies. He worked as on the advisory committee member for ICR, DST, DBT, CSIR, ICFRE, IFS. He has a wide experience of supervising more than 16 PhD scholars and 25 research students. He has been instrumental in framing the syllabus of MSc in microbiology in several countries in India. He has also been an award in 2004, Rangaswamy Memorial Award in 2006 for his agricultural microbiology, D.V. Agnihotrudu Memorial Lecture Award in 2011, and again the Lifetime Achievement Award in 2009 for his organic farming by MCOF Bangalore. Friends, in order to honor his contributions in VAM, a VAM fungus has been named as Glomus Bhagyaraj. So we have with us a distinguished academician and distinguished scientist in the field of mycology. On behalf of the organizing committee, I welcome you, sir. Next, we have with us another distinguished guest, Chennai. He has contributed significantly in the field of fungal biotechnology, herbal medicines, nutraceuticals, phytochemistry, and tissue culture. He has published over 105 research papers in the journals of. He is a joint inventor of Ice Remedy, a herbal remedy for swine flu. He attended several conferences and delivered lectures, besides visiting several countries like UK, USA, Canada, France, Germany, Spain, Turkey, Japan, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, and Indonesia. He carried out more than 25 projects sponsored by different agencies like DST, Cambridge, Cambridge. INSA Visiting Fellow in 1997 and UNESCO Young Scientist Award in Kabisal. Thank you very much.
Address by guest of honor. Let me request Dr. DJ Bhagyaraj, President MSI, to shortly address the gathering. We have independent technical address of MSI President after the inaugural session. Please.
Man's interest in fungi started with the observations of beautiful umbrella-shaped mushrooms growing in soils, forming fairy rings. That is how it started. Fungi, all of us know, they are neither plants nor animals. Okay? They do not carry out photosynthesis like plants, or they do not ingest food like animals. They are very unique and help deep ocean. And initial studies with fungi were carried out with fungi causing diseases of plants like rusts, muds, mildews, etc., which was followed by post-harvest diseases and also the wood rotting fungi. So initially, people thought fungi are harmful to mankind, but later studies showed the beneficial aspects of fungi which overweigh the harmful effects. Let me just list some of the beneficial effects of these fungi. Number one would be the decomposition of organic matter. All the waste we throw in the soil, both plant and animal waste. And there are several lignolytic fungi like Phanerochaete Chrysosporium, Trichoras spiralis, etc., play an important role in decomposing these wastes and add and release the plant nutrients. And many fungi serve as food for mankind. The most common example is the mushrooms, like the button mushroom, Agaricus campestris, the Pleurotus zoger the oyster mushroom, Calocybe, and also truffles, which are found below the soil, which fetch a very high price in France, like tuber species, and also Marcella. Globally, 10 edible fungi are cultivated commercially. So some of them are very expensive. For example, Trichoderma matsutake in Japan is sold at the rate of $350 per kg. And many of the fungi are also used in fermented foods. And the most common example is the Roquefort cheese, which is prepared using Penicillium roqueforti. And similarly, tempeh from soybean prepared using Rhizopus oryzae, and soy sauce, which we commonly use from Aspergillus oryzae. And bread and bakery products, all of you are familiar with, the yeasts are involved in it. Similarly, the fermented foods like beer, wine are also from yeasts, and also several distilled liquors. And there are several industrial products which are produced from fungi. Some of them were mentioned earlier. The classical one is the antibiotic penicillin from Penicillium notatum. Several other antibiotics also are produced, like cephalosporin from Cephalosporium. And several organic acids, just give one or two examples, like citric acid, gluconic acid are produced from Aspergillus niger. There are several enzymes, for example, again, lipases are produced by Penicillium chrysogenum. The vitamin like riboflavin from Ashbia gossipii, the plant hormones, gibberellin from Gibberella vigicurae, and there are several drugs which we are many other organisms. Such model fungi which have been studied are Saccharomyces cerevisiae, Neurospora crassa, and Ustila gomidis. And nanotechnology is a new field, and nanoparticles produced by fungi like Verticillium, Fusarium, Oxysporum, etc. are viewed with morphology. The recent taxonomy is based on morphology, molecular biology, and phylogenetic relationships. And the kingdom fungi, it's estimated, contains 1.5 million species, with 74,000 species are described so far, and 27,000 from our country. And if missing fungi, where have they gone? Have we not looked into them? They are there, but we have not looked into it. It is suggested that they could be present as endophytes of tropical plants, and they could be present in hypersaline lakes and soils, thermal environments including hot deserts, mangroves. If explored, these new fungal taxa could be a gold mine for bioprospecting for newer metabolites of.
Second pillar of the conference is Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University Amravati, and the head of this family is with us. May I request Honorable Dr. Mohan Khedkar, Vice Chancellor of Sant Gadge Baba Amravati,
in collaboration with the Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University Amravati. At the outset, when I was sitting over here, I thought like a fish out of water, because botany was never my field and never it can be. But then, at the same time, I love botany very much. Now, this is something, I am making two contradictory statements. When I say I don't know botany, and the second statement which I am making is I love botany. You know, I am basically engineering graduate. And so, in that it is being taught if A is equal to B and B is equal to C, then A is equal to C. Now let us try to see how this applies in my life. My wife is MSc Botany. And so I said that I love my wife. My wife is MSc Botany. And so I have to know botany anyway. The second part of the story is still interesting. The second part is, of course, just after the marriage. We are almost celebrating now silver jubilee of the successful marriage. I will just tell the story behind that also. Just after the marriage, we had been to some place, and then it was all natural greenery. And she used to tell me the names of the plants, the botanical names. I don't know the normal names, forget about botanical names. I can't recognize. And you know, it was very new, and it can't last anymore, as you know. We try to prolong it as we can. Once she asked me, what's the name of this plant? And I said, Annona difficilta.